If you're tired of having fine, flat, lifeless hair, I'm about to become your beauty bestie because I'm gonna give you 6 tips that are going to change your life and get you the voluminous hair of your dreams. Let's go. Hi, and welcome to Summer Beauty. I am Summer, and here I bring you all things hair with a little skin and makeup, and of course, fun, because what's not fun about talking products, comparing them, and sharing experiences with you all. My entire life, I have always struggled to have big, full hair. If I could have anything in life, it would be more hair, more texture. I have always been one of the mindset that one can never have enough volume, but having 6 straight, completely fine, flat hair, it makes it an ongoing challenge. Raise your hand if you feel me. But luckily, as a hairstylist of 16 years, I have been able to, I feel, master the steps needed to maintain body, and I have a pretty good regimen down. Tip 1 is you always want to use a root lifter no matter what. Even on days that you think you don't want a ton of body, use a root lifter. A root lifter is going to create more texture at your root and allow for more lift and more hold for your style versus not using one. Root lifters, you want to be the very first product you put in your hair for your blow dry. To me, this is the most important product for achieving volume, so that is why it goes in first. Root lifters come in either a foam or liquid consistency. I prefer a foam style over liquid, like Moroccan Oil's Root Boost, Redken Guts, or Sexy Hair's Big Root Pump. If you like a liquid, Paul Mitchell's is a tried and true classic and a great price point. Color Wow's Raise the Root is also great and can be used on dry hair as well, so it's great for reshaping later in your week to even add that extra boost of volume. Tip 2 is to add either a volume cream or a volume mousse paired with your root lifter. This is going to put volume all through your hair, which is vital. You want the volume to extend from root to end to allow for the most shape. I like a mousse for the texture it creates. For me, I just find them to have more hold, so they are my go-to over a volume cream, but creams are great if you want a softer, more bouncy feel, and they tend to leave a little bit more shine in your hair versus a volume mousse. Tip 3 is to make sure you are over directing your hair during your blow dry. You will want to start with your rough dry first, and I like to begin tipping my head over so all my hair is moving away from my scalp. And then I will come up, I use my fingers to lift and pull my hair up to sort of create that lift. Even if you don't want to fully dry your hair all through your ends, always rough dry your roots at least to create a little extra texture. Tip 4 is to dry your hair in sections. This is key when you are wanting to create the most lift. You're gonna get a lot more control and lift than if you just did a single rough dry. A rough dry might get you dry faster, but as far as volume and longevity of your blow dry, it does not compare. I recommend doing at least 3 sections, and you wanna make sure that you are over directing, pulling up and out to create that lift. Again, when you get to that very top section, you wanna make sure you are directing it over and across, as the top is the most important part. This is often most easily done with a blowout brush. When doing it on your own hair, it's much easier to move through your hair. My preferred brush I like to use on myself is the T3 Airbrush Duo, as it comes with both a round brush and paddle brush attachment. So you have the option for a more sleek look that the paddle brush provides should you want that, or you can use the round brush attachment like I am today to create more volume and bend through your ends. I also like this because they have their little neat volume boost switch to help a girl out. Just give me all the volume, please. And with 5 heat and 3 speed settings, it really does make it a great option for a lot of different hair types, and she's just so pretty, is she not? Once you're finished with your blow dry, tip 5 is to finish off with hairspray. I know a lot of people don't like hairspray. This was something that always broke my little heart in salon, a client that didn't want hairspray, but it really does help, and it's just finding the right one. You don't need anything super strong or super stiff. Even the most lightweight hairspray is gonna be better than not using one. It will help hold your style ever so slightly, and I'm gonna list some personal favorite hairsprays below in the description, but I would love for you all to comment on what your favorite hairspray is, whether it's light or strong, so that way everyone can see the options below and hopefully they find one they like. Perhaps that's a future video I can work on. The final product I recommend to finish your blow dry off is using an anti-humidity spray. My favorite is from Amika, the Shield. This is super lightweight, and what you're gonna do is spray that all around your hair as your last product right before you walk out the door. This is gonna give you a barrier to fight against that humidity, which is super key. If you live in a state like me, Florida, where it's humid, basically 24/7, I know most people hate humidity because of the frizz that it brings out in their hair, but it is also not a straight hair gal's friend who is trying to keep all the volume in the world. Fighting gravity is a bitch, and that pertains to our hair as well. Tip 6 is to sleep with your hair up in a loose pony on the top of your head. For myself, I find sleeping with my hair up like this is the surest way to maintain volume throughout the night while I sleep, and then in the morning I will touch up if needed. As far as maintaining my volume throughout the week, I like to start off wearing my hair straight for my first 2 days, and I will use a light texture spray on my day 2 just to give it some extra kick everywhere. And then on my day 3, I will opt to curl just so that way I have more fullness in my hair without necessarily having to rewash. Anytime you add curl or wave to your hair, it automatically looks more full. Curled hair creates more visual texture, so if you have multi-dimensional hair, you're gonna see all the colors more, which helps to always keep the hair looking nice and full, which is always what we want. You also wanna make sure, this is very important, to use a heat protectant when using an iron on your hair. And I prefer to use a 1-inch curling iron on my own hair as the curl stays the most full throughout the rest of the week. T3, their irons are my absolute favorites. And what I used in today's video was their 1-inch. With 5 heat settings like the airbrush do, you're able to find that perfect heat temperature, and their ceramic barrel is more ideal on finer hair types, and my curls last with this iron, which is the best part. I will link both the airbrush duo and the curling iron below, as well as the products used today. I did recently do a video where I compare different iron sizes with what length of hair works best for each size, as well as the pros and cons of each wave pattern they create. I will leave that linked in the description below and right here for you to check out, whichever side it goes on. So I hope you enjoyed this video on my 6 tips for getting your hair nice and voluminous, because remember, one can never have too much volume in their hair. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.